Imagine you're in the middle of a conversation. You're enjoying it very much, but you don't know how to continue it. You want it to continue, but you don't want to ask dumb questions so the person knows exactly that you're actually enjoying this conversation. That's when you need questions to carry on the conversation. Let's go see what are these questions. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about 10 questions that are going to carry on your conversations with someone. Let's start the video. When having a conversation with someone, the first thing you gotta know for finding the appropriate questions is to know how close you are to those people. Let's imagine the person you're talking to is a person you just recently known and you're trying to get to know them. The most important thing is that when you're just trying to know someone, what you gotta do is to let them talk about themselves. I know when you're having a conversation is asking questions, talking about yourself, but when you're only trying to know them, it's better if you let them talk about themselves. Let them share their ideas, their thoughts with you. That's how you make them comfortable with you. When they're comfortable with you, that's when you can go a little bit forward. You can ask more questions, deeper questions, and more personal questions. That's how you get to know someone. There are two things you do not have to do. You do not have to interrupt them, but you also should talk about yourself. This is a conversation. It cannot be one-sided. Add some more info about yourself. When you're only getting to know someone, do not push them to talk about personal things just because you want to know them. No, that's not how you know someone. You need to go forward, you need to get closer to them, and that is when you start with the personal questions. Let's start with the questions. The first question that you probably know is what you do in your free time. But that question is kind of a cliche. So, what if you ask it in another words? You say, what are your main interests that you'd like to spend your time with? That is how you can get to know their thoughts, their ideas, and they would love to talk about their interests. Most of the people. They tell you what they like to do, sometimes what they don't like to do. Don't forget to add some information about yourself so they don't think that you're only in this conversation to receive ideas. No, this is a conversation you receive and you give ideas. Are you a music person? What kind of music do you like? I know it might not seem such a complicated question, but music is such an important thing. If you know music tastes of someone, you can actually know what they feel, what are their thoughts, how do they feel about you, how do they think about you, how do they think about life, which is the most important question. That's the way you get to know someone. Would you prefer to watch movies or series or to read books? If they say read books, you say what kind of books. If they say movies, you say what are your favorite movies. That's how you can continue this conversation in a good way. But if they don't like talking about this stuff, just go on to the next question. Do you like traveling? If they do, you can talk about where is the last place that you've traveled to. Or you talk about yourself, your experiences. What's your passion in life? That's a question that it's really personal, but in an appropriate level if you don't know someone. Let's imagine that you are a bit closer to them. With asking the 5 questions I just told you, you get closer to them, you know them better, they know you better. Don't forget, these are not all for one conversation. You can use these questions within days. 1 question a day, 2 questions a day. When you're a bit closer, you need to ask deeper questions. Still not too personal. What is the thing you like the most about your job or about your studies? It depends on the person you're talking to. The next one is, what is the one thing you truly believe in? About anything. Even if you're talking about a specific topic, you can try to ask them this question relevant with this topic. Like, what's the one thing you believe in this topic? The next question, which is a really good question to get to know someone, is to know about their goals. But asking them what is your goal is too personal. It's better you form it in another words. What is the thing you're trying to achieve in your life? This can be about a business goal. This can be a personal target, like I'm trying to gain my fitness, or I'm trying to have a better connection with my family, or I'm trying to have a better connection with my friends. Maybe they talk to you deep, or maybe they don't. If they don't push it. The next question is this: who or what has had a big influence on your life? That is when they're trying to talk about things that they actually believe in or things that have changed their life. That's when they're trying to open their lives to you. So that is kind of a good question. Last but not least, you can ask them for an advice, not to tell them, can you give me an advice? No, that's not how you ask it. What is the best advice that you've ever received? In that case, they will try to talk about the things that has had like a big influence in their lives, but in other words. It's a piece of advice. They can have seen them like on Instagram or in a book, or it can be an advice from their mom. It doesn't matter. With asking all of these questions, you are going to get to know them. You're going to know if you even like to have more conversations with them. When you ask simple questions, you have simple answers. But when you have deep questions to ask, you're going to receive deep answers. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it really helps you in your conversations. Don't forget to subscribe, like, ring the bell, and comment if you have any ideas. We can go for part 2 if you want. Thank you very much. Bye!